Music Therapy Labs here. Take two. Doing our Meditation Monday live stream just for the heck of it because Danny was outside meditating and Roxy and I were kicking back here doing some pedal board stuff. Actually, recorded a uh, part two or part three or part four. Hey, Six Strings, part two, part three, part four, whatever you want to call it, of the pedal board build and how I'm modifying that pedal board. So I'm going to post that up tomorrow for my beta. Just recorded that in the starting to get dark outdoors in the backyard. Actually, it was getting pretty dark. And yeah, I think you guys might be interested on how I'm modifying that Gator metal pedal board thingy. Um, but since nobody is live streaming, and I'm sure there are lots of you out there that wish somebody was live streaming so you could go hang out with them, right? I thought, why not do a Meditation Monday live stream? Music Therapy Labs Meditation Monday live stream with Roxy, who's hanging out right here inside my sweater pocket. But I got her to attack the meditation bowl, which is not ideal, right? It's supposed to calm and bring peace and harmony to the world, not attacking birds. But she's cool. So I don't know if you guys are ready for this or not. You have experienced this already before, and I think it was a little bit loud, so I'm going to try to go easy because I got the lab mic here. I'm going to go a little further away, right? We're going to start off Meditation Monday here with a little Tibetan prayer bowl. Bought this in Berkeley at an official Tibetan souvenir shop, and they do fund Freedom for Tibet, which if any of you follow, I am an advocate of freeing Tibet from Chinese rule, but the Chinese are not. I'm not going to get too political on that subject, but I know what it's like with my family having been refugees from Hungary. Hey, what's up, Tom? Bent Tom, what's up, Dwight? Dwight Bailey in the house. Yeah, my family were refugees from the Russian occupation and invasion of Hungary, and so I know personally with family members and whatnot the suffering that can occur when your land is, when your homeland and your home is taken over by others. So I support freeing Tibet. So we're gonna do a little ringing of the Tibetan prayer bowl here. If you've never experienced this, this is really cool. Might be a bit loud. You can get this going for quite a while. You can get it going really loud too. That's actually what's written all around the bowl. So all that's Tibetan Sanskrit writing all around the bowl, and it says Ome Padme Om, which is a prayer. I forget what it means, otherwise I'd tell you. So yeah, and I got this other meditational machine over here, musical meditational machine, right, with a nice little patch here on the Line 6 HX Stomp Mod Squad patch number 02, letter A, so O2A. What does that sound? Not too loud? I dig it. And I don't know why I decided to do this. I just figured nobody else is live streaming, so I might as well. So we can leave this as an open hour or however long this goes, kind of chat. If you guys have any thoughts you want to share, I was watching some really cool streams earlier today, yesterday as well. Not sure what shows you guys might have caught on YouTube here, but I did want to share something special with you guys, and that's I received. Oops, I'm showing my address. Did I just do that? All right. Well, whatever. There I am. So I got this from someone that lives in Nashville, Tennessee. Who can guess? It's a lot of people that live in Nashville, Tennessee. A lot of musicians, right? But he sent me a thank you card. I believe it feels like a card. I already opened it, so I know what's inside. Can you read that at all? I don't think you can. Oh, it's near the top. It's in white. I'm never going to be able to read it. Not on this lighting. All right, so it is from RJ. This is Mario Joseph Ronquillo. P.O. Box, blah, 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 Nashville, Tennessee. Anyway, so I'll open this again for you guys. I put it all back together. Wow, it's so bright. It seems so bright in this light. I don't know why. Let me turn that a little bit. Well, that's not happening. Okay, that's a little better. Now it's making the guitars all dark. How about like that? Yeah, there we go. That's good, right? So, yeah, there I'm showing my address again. All right, now you guys know where I live. Damn it. I have to end the stream, delete it, and put it back up. Anyway, I'm gonna have to try to do something with that. But that just shows you how smart I am. So I got a card, and it came with some picks. Let me show you those first. Got 3 picks, man. If I can hold my arm straight. Oh, there we go. Okay. Back side. There you go. So I got 3 of those. Way cool. And they're pretty. I don't know if these are just souvenir picks or this is what he really uses. But these things are thick, man. They're sturdy. And they got a real nice tip to them. Look at the tip. So it's got a pretty good tip on it, right? Compared to, let's say, here's this. These Dava picks have a pretty good tip on them too. Put it in something brighter so you can see it. But it's a little more rounded. You know, this one's got more of a little pointy rock and roller tip, right? And then compared to, say, a Fender Medium. Well, maybe I've just rounded that one out over time. I don't know. Let me put that on my face here so you can see it. Yeah. And here's a Johnny Bean pick. The JB Johnny Bean picks are much more rounded. So I don't know if these are his actual picks that he uses or if it's a souvenir pick, but look at this versus that, right? Right, much more pointier for the RJ. And thickness-wise, I don't know if you can catch that, but the RJ pick is thicker than the Johnny Bean pick. Anyway, it's hard to tell. Maybe if I go like this. It's hard to tell, but yeah, it is a little bit thicker. Skosh, as they say. And then I got this. Thank you. Thanks very much. Or what does it say? Thanks again for all your support. Hi, Laz. Thanks again for all your support, RJ. RJ is one of the coolest YouTubers there are out there. And I'm also a supporter of J. Leonard J. So everyone who has a J in their name, Johnny Bean J, they get my support. All right, Ben Coombs has no J in his name, but he gets a lot of my support. Who else do I get? JJ. I support JJ too. Not with money, but I'm going to be sending him a Soundtrap Designs guitar hanger similar to that one, or as we know, STD's musicians want guitar hanger. Soundtrap Designs, STDs. Anyway, so let me read your chat stuff here. Everyone's just saying hello to everybody. Bet Tom, you know what it's like to be a refugee. Yeah, but we don't want to live like a refugee. Tom Petty. I love Tom Petty. Wish that guy was still alive. He should have been living way longer, man. That's something I got to say. I mean, this could be a topic. How do you guys think the music industry is going to change now with the fact that many musicians are learning that there is an avenue outside of live, playing live, an avenue to have a make a decent living online? I mean, maybe they won't want to, yeah, right? Not only do they weaken the body, but they can kill you, especially those kind, right? And I think that, like Prince too. I mean, these guys, they thought they were okay, and that's the problem with these drugs is that it messes with your body in a way that even modern doctors don't quite understand, and they're playing with these opiates that are way more powerful than say the previous form of opiates used, and the way that they're administered. It's dangerous, and so thank God Ozzy. I'm glad for Ozzy. I'm glad for this virus because it slowed everything down. So Ozzy's not going to tour. I worry about that guy too. I worry about all these old timers that are doing their live shows. I think it's great. Hey SD, thanks for joining, dude. Yeah, I just brought up a topic about. I wonder how the internet, I guess, era. Now, I think the musicians, you did nap all day. Good for you, dude. Right on. I barbecued, as you know. I was up at a bright and early 7 a.m. as always, doing my thing. Have to do the manager thing here at the apartments and get breakfast going and all that stuff. So I like to. I used to definitely not be a morning person. That was me on Saturday, dude. I was horizontal on the couch all day, and that's why I didn't do my Veda then. You were ribbing me about that, but I didn't do my Veda then because we were on the couch all day watching Jesus movies for Easter. One of my favorites is this several part series that was done in the 70s, I think late 70s. Anyway, it was what was it called? Jesus of Nazareth one. So it's like a made for TV like 5-part series. It's like freaking 5 hours long. Can you imagine back in the day when you had to watch that with commercials? It was probably an entire week long. Yeah, so get your ass on the road. That's what Sharon's saying. Ozzy! I can't do the Mancuda thing, man. Ozzy, you all right? You can go on out there on the stage. You can do it. Yeah, Mancuda does an awesome Sharon. Sharon Osbourne. Anyway, I got my phone here. I don't want to knock it over. But yeah. So what was I gonna say? So yeah. So how do you guys think the music industry might change due to the fact that a lot of road, gigging musicians are gonna realize that hey, that might not be the way forward anymore, and doing all this live around the world live shows, right? Yeah. Never paying Jakey Lee a penny. They didn't pay a lot of people. They didn't pay Vivian Campbell either, man. Or at least I don't know if Vivian, was it Dio that didn't pay Vivian Campbell anything? They didn't pay Sarzo Jack either. I mean, he's an amazing bassist. Anyway, so yeah, back to the topic that I chose. You guys can choose another topic. Yeah. So, but here's the thing, Tom. That's very true that the industry will shrink, just like it did shrink some when it came to Napster and how music is distributed. But now, what about how live music and live shows and musicians that are, talented musicians, finding out that there's this other stream of revenue here that they can create themselves, a la Mary Spender and Rick Beato and Rhett Shull, and look at Pete Thorne. He's a side guy most of the time, right? A great guitarist and doing his own thing too. But he's put out 2 albums now. And I love both of them. I love the second one even more than the first one because he had some great players in that one as well, right? But the bottom line is that maybe this will give people within the music industry that are the performers a little more power in how they want to do their do their shows. Because being on the road, I mean, that's one of the things about being a musician that I was definitely not attracted to. I was definitely not attracted to living the life, like a canary in a coal mine, like a man in a suitcase, that song by The Police, by Sting. Who wants to live that life? I mean, Jimi Hendrix would be alive today if it wasn't for having to be on these like grueling road trips, right? And why not be able to stretch those periods of time out longer so you don't have to live such a horrible life on the road, and be able to have a home life of some sense and just fly or, take the train to work, whatever, get to your show. But you wouldn't have to do so many shows. And yeah, maybe it would take 2 years to do a tour for an entire album. But so what? Why would someone have to produce album after album, just to placate the producers and the money makers out there, the marketers and all of that? I mean, there's got to be a better way. So maybe this will kind of wake up some of the musicians as well to the fact that, look, we're the content creators, we're the talent, and if we're gonna pour ourselves into this, you know, we want to have a normal life too. Why should the producers and the people behind the scenes, making big bucks, get to live at home and have a normal life, and the content creators be the ones suffering? I don't get that. I never was attracted to it, and I never, I could totally appreciate playing in jams and playing out in bars and small venues. I would love to do that. And everyone dreams of doing like a big, stadium arena show or something like that. I've always dreamed of doing like the Carnegie Hall kind of thing or something. Of course, who doesn't? But the bottom line is, living on the road and that whole thing, man. Yeah, right. Even sports, like even like, let's say, baseball, basketball, football, all those sports. I mean, it's part of the year though. They're not on the road the entire year. It's not like sometimes the life of a musician. And I think someone like Pete Thorne, he has it made in the sense that he can choose, to, play, sign a contract. He's a hired gun, right? Sign a contract and play with whoever he wants that wants him anyway. And he's played with some big time people. I mean, how much further up can you go than with Chris Cornell? The guy's probably the best singer that we've had in our generation. Really, I mean, think about it. There are some other great singers, I will say, and definitely Ozzy is one of them. Several great singers. Halford, I would put him up there as a metal singer, and there's a lot of great singers. Okay, so tons. But yeah. So that road life, man, look, that took Prince. That took Prince, and that took Tom Petty out of our world, and that sucks. And why? Because they couldn't say no to the money, because they couldn't say no to the contract, they couldn't say no to the lawyers who would sue their ass if they said no. Hey, Hellface, what's up, man? Rock on, you guys. So tell me what you guys think about that topic. I'm reading your. Yeah, that's the other thing too. So, and musicians, we get no respect. So, no respect at all. I'm sure Dangerfield did a shtick on that, right? As like a musical one, the musician shtick. Yeah, it's a tough life. As a creative, as a performer, back in the day, even classical artists, they didn't get to stay at their hometown per se. You were lucky if you were. But yeah, he has. He's changed it up. Hey man, it gets boring, and he's lucky that he can, because I can't. Taking that off, going full baldy tonight. Pride in baldness. I usually wear the Chio because I've got Roxy running around biting my ears off if I'm not wearing that. So she's hilarious, and it lets her like kind of crawl around and whatnot. But she's over here. You guys want me to dig her out? She's trying to nap over here. I'm gonna disturb her. Let's disturb Roxy a little bit. So you guys want me to hit the gong one more time since you're all new to the chat? I'm gonna get Roxy in on the game. There she is. Wakey, eggs and bakey, girl. So you guys all heard she pushed out a Easter egg for us on Saturday in Ladani's hair. So Ladani has, she curls up under her hair like this and there. Let me put her in there. She'll like that. So I think. So she laid an egg back behind Ladani's neck here. Why do you want to go down there, Roxy? Okay, she likes to go down the bottom of the sweater for some reason. SD, somebody let him show that. Thank you. Yeah, Roxy, that's a cool parrot thing that you found there. That's an Amazonian parrot, too. That's the closest living relative in the wild to Roxy, is the Amazonian parrot. So, how's Full Baldy? Is that working for you guys? I keep telling this joke that I'm gonna talk Henning into growing a goatee, and then we're gonna do like this because I'm not gonna shave mine, and then we're gonna do this this twin baldies thing. Maybe we can get Phil McKnight on it one day. That would be awesome. So what are you guys saying? I have to get used to it. What do you have to get used to? What are you saying, Janice Lala? Thank you for joining. Wow. Even TV shows that are fiction have no value. Yeah, right. Well, yeah. I mean, I appreciate some sports. I mean, those guys and gals too. They put their heart into that work as well, and I can find, value in their efforts for sure. Tom, why can't you join in? Yeah, triple baldies. There you go, Tom. That's right. I see your picture there now. Now that you put your face up there. Right, baldies unite. Anyway, so what was I talking about? So I was talking about how do you guys think the industry might change going forward now that creators are finding a way to make money off the internet, and this is something Bowie talked about way back in the 90s, in the early mid 90s, when the internet, the mid 90s really, he started talking about it. I think that the internet was going to be way bigger than we imagined, and that it's going to be global. It's going to open up so many avenues of sharing, not just knowledge, but sharing values and sharing culture and sharing creative arts like music. And music is ideal. It's an ideal platform for music because, I don't think you're going to be putting up paintings on YouTube or something else like that. Yeah, we've done it. I mean, I've posted stuff like that on Facebook, right? Have you guys done that for whatever reason? Post some of your favorite artists, whether it be poetry, like I love, literature as well. And I actually did take a few junior college courses of creative writing and poetry, and there were like 7 other people in the class, but it was fascinating. And I love the human mind is fascinating, and the creative, level, the depths of creation are incredible. So yeah, your beard is getting long. So my wife doesn't like mine getting too crazy, and I don't want it to look too ratty either, even though it kind of is cool. Maybe when I'm older, I can get away more older than I am. I'm like 53. But yeah, so rock and roll, right, Dwight? So I was watching, you guys watch Guitar Hacks Santana jam today? That was pretty cool, man. He made that patch, or whatever you want to call it. I call them patches, like on a keyboard. That patch, or that sound, that combination of sounds in his Line 6 Helix. That's pretty cool. I do have one child. I have a daughter. I probably mentioned it to you guys before, that my daughter Hannah sang a wonderful rendition of, and if you want to look for it, it's up on my Instagram. I have like a beginning part of it, a wonderful rendition of Leonard Cohen's Alleluia for Christmas. And that's why I'm giving her this guitar if she wants it, because she plays violin and she sings and plays other instruments. She can play on the piano as well. But, just like at her age is when I started playing guitar, around 16, 17. She's 17 right now. So I'm hoping to get this to her someday. I don't know how and when. But I can imagine Hannah, playing this guitar and singing. She's got a great voice. So I don't know if I'm a good dad, Tom, because I wish I was in her everyday life. And it's not really by my choice, that's for sure. But I try what I can. But we have been somewhat estranged to a degree because of just the distance, and that she's a teenager, and that there are some definite misunderstandings as to why Mommy and I are not together, my ex and I are not together. And that was not really my choice either. But it is what it is. I'm not going to go into it too deeply, but there are some videos out there where I do go into it. You have to search through all of my videos to find the answers. Push up the watch minutes. But one other thing I was talking about, you guys, is there was another guy on the Helix group that was talking about in Facebook Helix group, Line 6 Helix group, talking about all of us musicians and creatives trying to support each other more, and why not help each other push to 1,000 and get everyone over 1,000, the over 1,000 hump, so we can all monetize on YouTube and try to make a buck off of this. Because I'm doing this for myself, honestly, the music thing up here. I mean, I didn't buy these guitars to show you guys. These guitars, I bought them because I wanted them. I bought them because I want to play them, and I'm happy to share them as well. And that's a fun, great aspect of this YouTube thing, because it's fantastic that I get to share this with you guys. It makes it that much sweeter, right? Yeah, you cannot change other people, Tom. Absolutely not. Yeah, I was talking a little bit about that. I tried to send you a message, SD, with your question. You had your question to me the other day, and for some reason, again, I don't know what happened with that comment in my previous video when you commented something yesterday or whatever. And I wanted to reply to that. I saw the comment, but then I couldn't see the comment. Like, I saw the notification of the comment, but I couldn't see the comment reply to you. So I just put it in there. But yeah, when it comes to dealing with people that are rude or that are not respectful to others, and that can't be cool, or whatever you want to call it, you can't control them. You can't control that. And a lot of times they like to get under your skin. When they get under your skin, then they do, yeah, it's cool. They do control you in a way. So you definitely don't want to give them that. Don't give them that pleasure. Don't give them that control. So you let them roll right off. I think there's a lot to be said. And if we're going to go into like Christian values or any other values, there's lots of other values that are the same. When we were watching the Jesus movie the other day, there's that part where he talks about turn the other cheek. Well, what is that all about? It doesn't mean let someone beat your ass. No, it doesn't mean that. It means let it roll off you. In my mind, don't let their madness, their insanity, their problems, their anger, their whatever affect you. Let your calm, you be the calm. You bring the calm to the world. You be the light, or whatever you want to call it, to the world. So yeah, you take their power away by not. That's what I think is great about in many ways, when people take a word that was used against them in some derogatory way, and then they use it in a sense that makes it cool. So I'm not going to say any of those words, but I think you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so did you guys enjoy my barbecue video earlier, if you saw it? Yeah, you treat others the way they treat you. And then there's the other part too, is that if someone treats you badly, or let's say they're having a bad day, or there's something going on, because that's happened, right? That's happened where someone shoots off, mouths off, or they just have a short temper, or whatever's going on. And sometimes the right response, a different response, not a reflective response. Like, you're not reflecting them, you're not being a reflection of their attitude, but you're bringing your attitude into the picture. It can change that. And I'm not saying that you can change people. I'm just saying that is one way that can change the narrative, for example, of whatever's happening. Yeah. Well, that they sometimes you mess with the bull, you're gonna get the horns. and I get that, so totally. But I'm also a big advocate of I'm not an eye for an eye kind of guy. I think that's stupid, in the sense that, okay, we're going to play the eye for eye game. That's why there's wars that never end. People just can't stop. They just keep, oh, well, you killed my child, and I killed you, and now I kill your children, and now you're going to kill my children, and then we're going to kill each other's children till eternity. There's an entire tribe, there's entire tribes in South America. I remember watching this great documentary on this tribe in South America living in the Amazon that had this killing kind of vengeance thing that's part of their culture, and they're wiping out each other's culture because of this killing kind of vengeance thing that's part of the culture. And a Christian group actually went down there, and some of them got killed, but they were still able to teach them, hey, you need to stop this, and there's a better way, and they learned a better way. And so, hallelujah, or whatever you want to say, they were saved. You know what I mean? I'm not saying, I'm not getting all religious on you, because I'm definitely not that. I'm non-denominational. I'm not. I believe in, like, I got the Tibetan bowl here. I had the Buddha in the backyard. I got Gumby and Pokey over here. I got I got a little Buddha over here. Hold on, let me get my mini Buddha. And I believe in rock and roll. That's the devil, right? To some. My little happy Buddha here. I always wondered, why do you let him get so freaking fat? Sorry, fat people. I'm getting there too. I don't know. Hope I'm not using that word in a negative, non-PC way. But fat is fat. Anyway, so let's go ahead and do this one more time. It's 30 minutes in. For those who haven't experienced the Tibetan prayer bowl, all around the prayer bowl here, it says Om Padme Om. You could say it that way. Sounds cooler that way. You could just say Om Padme Om, which doesn't sound as cool. But what this is a Tibetan singing bowl, and when you hit it, you have the special wand, sort of felt kind of on the edge of the wood here. And this is a C. I think it's middle C, or somewhere close to middle C. You can close your eyes if you want. You don't have to. Let it ring all the way out. So I bought that in Berkeley, California, at a Save Tibet type Tibetan shop. But anyway, fat booty equals a sign of wealth and prosperity. I guess it's. I wouldn't want to be that heavy, man. I mean, how do you even move around? I've always wanted it. I've always, I've always admired Sting as a musician and a songwriter, but also in his lifestyle. Because he's very into philosophy and meditation and all that kind of stuff, yoga and all this and that. Guy's in great shape. Look at that guy, 70 freaking something years old, man. Look at him. Looks like a teenager. So yeah, and I'm not following the footsteps the way I should, right? Because I'm definitely not doing yoga like that. But it would be good to get more into it, and I do a lot of stretching and yoga kind of stuff. Namu Mayo Renge Kyo. I haven't heard that one yet, but I need to look that up, dude. So I will copy and paste that and once I get off this live stream. So I don't know how long we'll go, you guys, but I started at around 9, so I figured we go till at least 10. There's 12 people in here and 2 people chatting. What else do you guys have to say? Is there any other topic you guys want to bring up other than that one that I brought up? Which is how the industry might change, and we'll see if there's going to be more power to the creatives coming out of this. The other side of this whole COVID thing, and we can't say those words too much, right? Yeah, Sting is a week older than your mom. Yeah, Bazinga, right? God looks great. Anyway, great shape, still rocks, can sing, all those things. It's awesome. That's another good thing about being a musician or being in the music industry, if you can make a buck in it. I don't think it's ever too late to join the party. It might be too late to be a rocker on stage kind of thing. But, if you want to write music and make music, I believe. I haven't proven it yet, but I believe there's still a hope. Otherwise, I wouldn't have any of this stuff because, this would be ludicrous to have all this stuff, because the whole point really is my ambition is still to create music that I can share with the world in some form that they can enjoy it, whether it be over the internet like this or, in a movie soundtrack maybe or in a game or something. I don't know. And I even thought up of thought up a video game, you guys. So I have this great video game idea, but I'm not going to tell you. Because someone will steal the idea. So I actually went to a gamers convention, GDC, Game Developers Convention here in San Francisco a few years ago. And I was talking to some people and trying to get an idea how to get it going. And still to this day, no one has a game like my idea. And I think it's a really cool game. And it's somewhat based around some life lesson learning kind of things. So I don't want to give away too much. I just talked to a bunch of different people. I was just trying to get a feel for how to even get started in that industry, and it takes a lot of time and effort. And one guy told me, "Why don't you sell your idea?" I talked to a good friend of mine who's an investment banker kind of guy, and he's like, "Why don't you sell your idea? That's, why don't you do that?" And I said, "Well, a lot of times the problem with a creative-minded person is that they're afraid that they'll sell their idea to someone and they're going to butcher it, they're going to, wreck it." So, and I have like multiple divisions of the game that can break out into multiple different, divisions. So I don't know how to, I don't want to give away too much, but it can break off into so many different, the same game basically, like, how Monopoly is, where you have Star Wars Monopoly and this Monopoly and that Monopoly. So it's kind of like that. The basic game idea is the same, but then it changes on the venue. That's all I'm going to say. When the venue changes, then the game is going to be affected by the venue. And otherwise, it's the same thing. And there's a lot of social and cultural learning that can go on. And part of the reason why I wanted to develop the game was out of therapy, doing another form of psychological or social therapy that can help people. So, and be fun at the same time. So, Nam Myoho Renge Kyo is a Buddhist chant. Translates to, "I devote myself to the mystical law of the Lotus Sutra." Cool. See, I know so little about more specific things like that. I really do. How do I don't have time. I don't have enough time in life to put into all these interests I have. But that is one area I do want to study more about, for sure. Yeah, once you sell an intellectual property, you have to let it go, right? And so that's my problem. I've not shared it with many people. Many people think it's a great idea. And, I did sign, NDAs with them. So I made them sign an NDA. And so the bottom line is, yeah, at some point I might, if I had more time and a little more money, I could put it into stuff like that. And that's kind of like, hopefully life will turn the good corner. So far, I've been super lucky. I mean, I got this job as a manager at this apartment building, this apartment complex. And so I don't have to pay rent. We're okay right now. And I make a little money on the side. And, and even during this time, we'll be fine. We're not making bank or putting away a lot of savings or anything, but we're okay. I keep winning stuff like the HX Stomp and guitars and stuff. So something's telling me I should keep going in this avenue, in this direction with the YouTube thing and with music. Johnny Bean suggested I do Veda in August, and now look where I'm at doing Veda here in April. And yeah, obviously I'm not as well known, and definitely for good reason. No, why would I be? But my channel's got 200 something subs, which is pretty cool for really just starting out basically in August. There have been people that have been doing this stuff for years and have been trying to break a couple hundred, right? But I'm challenging you all with my pedal giveaway challenge. Let me grab these. My pedal giveaway challenge to help me break 300 by the end of the lockdown. That's the challenge. I'll announce it every oops, one's upside down. I'll announce it every chance I get. Every video I post, I'm going to announce this. One, if not all three, of these awesome Behringer pedals. I didn't pay a lot of money for, but I paid with my own money. Hey, Adam D, thanks for joining, dude. One of these awesome pedals could be yours. All you have to do is spread the word and help you reach 300 subs by the end of the lockdown. So it has to happen by the end of the lockdown or no go. And if any of you guys know me and know my spirit, I'll probably still give away some pedals. But the hope is to do it by the end of the lockdown. So, and then I'll do a special live stream pedal giveaway, hit 300 celebration with Roxy, of course. So I got the guitar plugged in there. Can you guys hear that? Let me grab a pick. I've been messing around with some different picks here lately. Oh, where'd they go? On the computer now. What the heck? Did I knock them all down? This is what happens to us guitarists, right? Gotta have a pick. Lost it. Dropped it on the ground. Found it in the prayer bowl. Jeez, I had 4 of them right here before. And I was showing you guys the Johnny Bean and the... where did I put them? Did I put them in my pocket? Because I'm so used to, like, don't you automatically just stick it in your pick pocket in your jeans? No, it's not there. All right, I'll just play with my fingers. Anyway, so. I blew it. Okay, I'm stopping. Who knows that song? Come on, somebody must know that song by now. I've been playing it. No, it's not Sublime, but it's kind of a Sublime, kind of like a reggae kind of beat kind of thing, right? I wrote it. That's the only hint you get. And there's one other YouTuber that I just mentioned a few seconds ago. I mentioned this other YouTuber a few seconds ago that helped me get started with YouTube. He suggested that I, do Veda. And that young man, and I'll just say that bearded young man, sometimes he's got a beard, sometimes he shaves it, but that bearded young man with glasses who used to have a dog, that song I wrote many, many years ago, but then I dedicated it to his dog who passed away. Now you ought to know a little bit closer. God, really, what did I do with those pics? Oh, okay, I gotta get some pics. Hold on a second. This Hercules stand is great. Right. I don't know where I put them. Hold on a second. Because it sounds so much better with the picks. Did you guys ever see my pick box? So this is my Ladany had this little jewelry box. Oh, there's my little Schecter keychain, custom shop, Schecter custom shop. I don't have a custom shop Schecter, but I got that when I was at the Schecter booth the last years, man. So, whoa, hold your horses there, Haas. Okay, whatever. It's a small collection of picks and knickknacks and stuff. Anyway, that's where I keep my picks. I'm starting to amass a small collection of picks. All right, I'm going to use this Stop Procter & Gamble. Premier Guitar pick, yes, from Premier Guitar. The Premier Guitar booth at NAMM last year. I hope you guys can still hear me. I didn't pull out the mic or anything, did I? No. Okay. Anyway. And this one's shaped similarly to the Johnny Bean one. So this is the Howie Bean song. I wrote this song like 30-something years ago. Your apartment complex was built in the 80s? No, I think it was built in the early 60s, dude. This is an old place, man. Yeah. So this is a song I wrote like 30-something years ago. I was at a party. We were smoking some stuff and having a good time, and I was with this gal that I was dating then. Actually, that was the first date I took her on, and I didn't really want to take her because she was really cute, and I really had a thing for her, and I could tell she had a thing for me. But I'm like, she's too young, and I was like 29, and she was 18. I'm serious. And I don't know why she was after me, but she was after me. And so I took her to this party. And yeah, we hit it off. But I was playing this song, I kind of came up with this riff there. Anyway, that's the guts of it. But yeah, I was telling Johnny B, and well, so one Veda during August, he's telling me, yeah, just do your Veda, because I'm like, I haven't had time to do my Veda, and I just finished dinner, and I had a glass and a half of wine. I was feeling good. He's like, dude, just do your Veda. Just do it. Well, do it now while I'm on, and record your Veda with me in the background. So I did. And this is what I love about Johnny B, man. He knows how to grab a moment, right? He really does. He's great at that. He's been doing YouTube forever, so you got to grab your moments, right? And so I started playing. I said, okay, I'll play this one song, and I hadn't picked up the guitar in days, and it's the classical nylon string classical in my living room. And so I said, okay, I'm going to play this song. I'm going to dedicate this song to your dog, Howie Bean, because he was trying to get Howie to poop. He was taking him on a late night walk around the backyard there by the chicken coop or whatever. He was trying to get him to poop one. And it's hilarious because he's talking and he's laughing. Johnny Bean's hilarious laugh. He's got such an infectious, awesome laugh. So he's laughing in the backyard, right, with Howie, trying to get him to poop. And I'm playing this song, and it just kind of goes with the situation so well. So it's up on my, if you look on my playlist, there's only a couple songs there that I have in my originals playlist, original songs playlist. So it's there. It's hilarious. So go watch it if you've got nothing else to do. But yeah, for sure. So this song, I want to finish it off, but like I was saying before when I was playing this earlier in last week or whatever, I want to do it with that Telray. So let me go ahead and hit that. Just put this. I'm gonna put this on a different, like a clean setting. So now it's just a clean amp right now, the AC30. And here's the Telray. Is that a trippy sound or what? All right, let me hit the arena. A little reverb on that. Okay, so I want to use this effect on this song. This is okay, so damn it. There's this I hate sitting down and playing, really. I keep banging shit. There's this device that they created, this one vintage echo sound after, and I found the actual device at Real Guitars when I went there with Jack the Rabbit, because he lives in San Francisco. And I'm like, hey, dude, I'm going to go to Real Guitars. You want to come join me? And he's like, yeah, can you pick me up? So I picked him up. So that's where he bought that really cool SG, that white one. Because I saw that one. I'm like, dude, you were talking about an SG. Look at this one. And he bought it. It's so bitchin'. Anyway, So I see this Telray super organ tone electronic sound chamber. That's what it's called. It's like the size of a small, like 15-watt amp or something head, you know, like that size, and it makes this kind of a sound. So, right? There's something going on here that I don't like. Let me see what it is. It's probably the way I have the feedback set up here. Yeah. That's better. So it's doing a little slap back thing that I don't really want, but the actual effect is really wild, and they have it at Real Guitars, and it's $500, and I swear to God, I'm thinking about buying it. It does that one thing, but it does it so differently than what you're hearing right now too. It's so unique. It's so cool. But anyway, just imagine the song with like, kind of like in my mind, the background drums, the percussion, are it's called a Telray super organ tone electronic sound chamber. That's what it is. But on the Alter Ego Vintage Echo X4 by TC Electronics, it's basically you know, their flashback, but with the X4 flashback, but with Echo, a vintage Echo like sounds. They use that algorithm to make these really cool sounds, and they have a bunch of really good. Just check out the Alter Ego TC Alter Ego X4. Just look it up, and there's some videos out there. I should do a demo on it too, but it's freaking cool. So I found the device that they are actually modeling with this. It makes this kind of a weird sound. It's in like this oil can kind of a thing. So imagine this with kind of percussion that sounds kind of almost circus-like. You know what I mean? So. Cool, right? This is what I love about music. It's just stupid fun. Yeah, it is an L. Yes, exactly. It's a 1960s super organ tone, and dude, that is the one. And they have that actual device at Real Guitars in San Francisco. Do not buy it. I want to. And it's got a couple issues that it's not working quite right. So last time I was in there with Jack the Rabbit, we always do a video when we're in there. So if you go back on some of my videos of like shop your mom and pop shop, music shop videos that I do, it'll be in there. And I actually did a dedicated video of that. So if you just put that in, like, you know, Telray super organ tone, if you put that into YouTube, you should find my video on it. If you put Music Therapy Labs, you'll definitely find it. So, but you can also look it up right in my playlist as well. But yeah, I actually do No, I did not make chicken paprikash today because Lenny cooked so much food yesterday, and then I grilled chicken today on the grill. She just wanted her Peruvian like style like spices, and so I grilled. She wanted grilled chicken. Yeah, I love Marja Perkut SD. Dude, we got to get together and cook up a storm. We were planning to go to San Diego at the end of the summer with her sister and brother-in-law. They already bought tickets. They were visiting from Peru, and I was going to drive because I love to drive. I'm a driving fanatic. I used to have a hot rod, and I love driving fast. I learned to drive racing go-karts, so I have a lead foot. But I've calmed down some because my ex-wife was scared to death in cars because she'd been in a head-on collision when she was young, and she lost a friend and all that. She was a teenager, and yeah, it sucks. Iced honey bun. Oh, dude, you gotta eat better than that, man. With a Mountain Dew, you're out of food. You did not prepare well for this pandemic, SD. I'm disappointed. But anyway, yeah, you're playing Guitar Hacks Santana Jam too. That's awesome, right? Yeah, you slept all day. I know. So SD, oh, what was Adam saying? My house was built in the 50s. Yeah, right. A lot of houses were built in the 50s and 60s around here in the Bay Area. You kidding? Especially out here in this area in like Livermore. There's a lot of what we call shoebox houses. In these like suburb areas where they just people came in with money and they just built these shoebox houses, and now people are like expanding them, or they just tear them down to one wall, so it's not considered a new build. So you can have one wall. Usually they'll leave one wall where the garage, like one of the garage walls, and then they'll build a McMansion off that, and then it's not considered a new home because it doesn't have like a complete new. They'll redo foundation, all that stuff, but bottom line, it's a different level of permitting and all that they have to go through. So they'll tear everything down to one freaking wall and then build up on that. Anyway, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah, you should hit that 7-Eleven. So I don't know how long I'll go, but as long as you guys want me to, really, or until Danny tells me to stop. And so, what do you guys think of that song? It's very simple, but the simple songs are great. Like, I think there's something to be said about simple songs. But yeah, and that trippy. And if I have the rhythm going in the background, I can play the lead part on top of that. And then I could totally imagine like a Sublime style, like Sting or something, that kind of raspy voice sounding, or even raspier. It could be like some homeless dude. I can pick up some homeless dude and say, "Hey, dude, come sing in my apartment." Anyway, Super Phaser. Yeah, I have a phaser. I've got this. I got this one. That's a good phaser, but it might be a little too much, don't you think? Should I put it on there? All right, I'm going to put it on there for SD. Hold on, SD. I got to put the amp on. Oh, you know what? I can just turn down the volume on the HX Stomp, and that works like a standby. Put that on there. All right, hopefully I've got enough power here to power everything. All right, let's see how this works, because I just have everything at 12 o'clock right now on that phaser, so we're going to probably have to make some adjustments as we go. Oops. I have to get off screen here a little bit. Oh. Okay. All right, let's see how it sounds with the phaser. Slow it down, right? Alright, so let's do it without the Telray. So there's the Helix phaser. Not very strong, right? Let's hit that a little more. How's that? Now with the Telray. Oh, that's a little much, but yeah, it's fun. You know what's funny? That actually sounds more like the actual device itself, the Telray at the store. It was really quite strong. I mean, you couldn't adjust it much. It was either on or it wasn't. Hey, Dog Great Vanzini, you guys are in the house. What's up? Thanks for joining. I'm going long tonight. Might have just gotten a message from my sweetie that, hey, how long are you doing that noise for? No. Oh, okay. It's my buddy Maurizio. He says, hey, Bohots, how are you, my friend? Can't wait to see you guys. As soon as the shit gone away, we should meet. I'm glad Ladania is spoiling you with Peruvian food, or great, or whatever. Yeah, man. So this is a ex-coworker of mine. Totally cool dude. Yeah, dude. Miss you too. Miss you too. I'm on a live show on YouTube right now. I should send them the link, right? let me pull this up. How do I do this? I don't know. Share. Copy link. Okay. Yeah, there we go. See if this works. Maybe Mauro will join if he's got a YouTube thing. I don't know if he does. Paste. Shoot. Well, there we go. All right, we'll see if he joins us. Mauro is a cool dude. He's an awesome dude. Anyway, his daughter, she's very cute, and I can imagine her singing and playing guitar. Mauro wants to learn to play guitar and sing with his daughter, so it would be cool. All right, back to this. And this is a cool sound. A little loud though, right? Let me turn this down. Keep messing up that part. Nice. Anyway, thank USD. I think I'm going to use that. See, this is what the community musical creation thing, that whole idea is all about. Gary, Big G, Tholander, or as I like to call him, Thor, is in the house. Yeah, dude. What's up, man? Dude, I can't wait to make this bag for you and send it to you. And I'm going to do a DIY, how do you do it yourself kind of video on it too, which will be cool. So I'm building making Gary a bag for his pedal board because he had a custom one made and doesn't have a way to carry it around, so kind of pointless in a way, in some ways, right? So I mean, you can make a box for it. My buddy Tom has a plywood box that he built for his. Just makes it that much freaking super heavy. Oh, Ladani's watching. Cool. All right. Oh no, he's watching. Who's watching? Okay, down his lab for Vecinos. So Ladani's giving me the shut that off. Okay, I'm gonna play for Maro. Maro, dude. My buddy Maurizio Bohos, what's up? Bohos in Hungarian, by the way, means clown, and he knows that. We call each other Bohos all the time. Right on, man. Yeah, cool. So, have you seen my bird, Maro? Let me show you my bird. Ah, she's in my sweater. She's half asleep already. She's like up underneath my sweater here, where it's nice and warm. So yeah, Maro, if you want to write something in the chat, you can, but you don't have to. So you can just watch. So this is my YouTube channel, by the way, and I just like do silly musical stuff with people. That's my best guitar case right there. Anyway, yeah, Maro and I, we've done some crazy stuff. Say hi to Maya. Maya's on. Hey, Maya. Hi, sweetie. How are you? You want to see my bird? Come say hi to Roxy. This is Roxy. She's not liking that I'm pulling her out of her cozy spot. Say hi to Maya, Roxy. Maya's Maro's daughter that I was telling you guys about. She's so cute. And he's a beautiful son as well. What's your son's name again, Maro? I haven't met his son yet because I stopped working where I used to work with Maro, and we're just too busy. We're always too busy for each other. But I started teaching Maro guitar, and he's a lefty, so that's kind of weird, trying to teach a lefty. But at the same time, it's like when he's playing, he's mirroring what I'm, so it actually works in that way. So yeah, go to sleep, dude. Yeah, watch the Guitar Hack. Oh, Guitar Hack, you're here too. Guitar Hack, dude, what's up, dude? Your Santana thing was way cool, man. Send me. Where did you get that backing track? That's what I want to know. Santana is one of my early influences in loving rock guitar. Yeah, Valentino. Say hi to. Oh, dude, Valentino. That's right. I knew it was different, and I couldn't remember because of that. But I love that. That's such an awesome name for a boy. It's rare, right? But they're going to call him Tino in high school. So Budapest dental vacations, yeah, for sure, dude. You can definitely get some inexpensive work done there. But I've had work done there, and they didn't do it right. So be careful. They didn't do my implants properly that I had my two guys. These are not real. Motorcycle accident. Broke them on the handlebars. Chipped them in half like that. And luckily nothing else happened to me, but yeah, hit the handlebar. Gee, like that. And yeah, bottom line is I've had implants since I was 13 in my two front teeth. Like they were caps, and then after a while they took the caps off and they put those metal rods. I guess, I don't know. They were like that all along. But then my recent dentist told me those are not good for your bones of your jaw and all this, and there's already some leakage going on because they bridged the two pieces together instead of leaving them separate, and that caused it to crack in the back, and water or whatever stuff was leaking in there started to eat away at my bone because it was some So he said no more of implants. It's not recommended, and so this I could remove this if I wanted to, and I'm not going. My mom used to do that to scare us when we were kids because she didn't have most of her teeth because being a refugee from Hungary coming to the United States in the 50s, late 50s, 56, 57, they were in a refugee camp for like a year, and yeah, they did not get proper proper food and stuff, so they didn't have the proper vitamins, and so almost all of them in her family, her sisters, brothers, and everybody, they all lost most of their teeth because they didn't have proper nutrition. Yeah, anyway, but I digress. Budapest is supposed to be better. Yeah, dude, Dogpaw, Budapest is, or before this whole COVID thing happened, Budapest was the #1 world destination. #1 last year, 2019. #1. That's the place to go. For a reason. Because the food is great, people are nice, lots of things to see. It's inexpensive. It's the Fort Lauderdale of Europe, kind of. That's where everyone goes for all their it's like better than Vegas. I mean, women are hot. Hungarian women are hot. But Peruvian women are hotter. Anyway, so I'm glad you're watching, Mauro. Dude, that's awesome. I'm watching. I'm looking at. I'm texting with you right here on my phone. So how do you like my room? I should turn on the lights, right? Check it out, dude. You're gonna be blown away. You gotta come over when this blows over. So, got my wall of guitars. Those are some. I have some more. They're in the closet. Oh, I just got going to this thing. And then I've got amplifiers down here with more pedals, and then I got a table full of pedals over here. These are effects, sound effects pedals. And then on the other side, this other side, sorry about the noise, people. The other side here is where I have the keyboard. Got it kind of covered, hold on. So that's where I have my piano keyboard. And I got that, I specially built this. He knows that I know how to build and stain and finish things. So I built this special slide out rack here so I can even turn that on and play that. You know, my speakers and whatnot. But yeah, you got to come over with Maya and we got to play some music, you guys. That would be awesome. Totally look forward to that. Can't wait to do that. So yeah, there's I got a bunch of shows like this, by the way, that I do twice a week. I do Thursday and Sunday. I do the live streams with Roxy, which is where's my bird, Roxy? Where are you, Roxy? Come on, Roxy, come on. She wants to go to sleep. Anyway, so yeah, I do Thursday at 4 o'clock, 4 p.m., and Sunday at 4 p.m. live streams with Roxy in the studio here, and then I'll do something like this. Like this is just why not do like a late night thing? So this is not a beta. This is just not a vlog every day in April beta thing. It's just for fun. Nobody else is streaming, and I thought somebody's gonna want to come in here. Good night, Janice. Got turned away, but have to leave. So bye and hi heck. You got turned away. What does that mean? Anyway, Janice, thanks for joining, man. You rock. Now you're making want Novaks from the little town south of me. Okay, what are you guys talking about? It is on my bucket list for more than one reason. Yeah, dude, bucket list for sure. Budapest, dude. And if you do go, you cannot go without talking to me. So I can tell you how to make the best of it, because I know that town. I know how to get over the jet lag best. I know where to go to eat and drink and whatnot. There's so many places you can't go wrong practically. So much good live music there too. Hungarians rock, as you know. You know that guy on Thoman's videos, Chris? That dude, the telly dude? He's Hungarian. There's a lot of other Hungarians that are in the music industry. A lot of great musicians and makers of devices too. So there's a lot of people out there that are there's restaurants galore. I mean, yeah, so many great. There's such good food too. It's such good food. Hungarians make good food, man. It's not I'm not going to say German food's not good. I'm not going to say British food's not good, but Hungarian food, way better. Way better. Yeah. Yeah. Who's been to Hungary? Who's been to Budapest, you guys? Who's ever been to that part of the world? Like, and Hungarians make desserts to die for. I mean, the Austrians and that whole kind of dessert thing. I mean, just look this word up on Google. Okay, just put this in. Put this into Google. That means Hungarian sweet shop or dessert shop, right? Magyar cukrászda. You will be blown away at the level of decadence that Hungarians can achieve baking things, right? Yeah. So yeah, one of the things I'd like to do, because Ladania has not been yet, and we've been together 10 years, right? Because we keep going to Peru for trips. We got to do Budapest together, which we haven't done. I've usually gone because I spend time with my daughter and my ex and stuff. And it's kind of awkward. But this next time we go, she's coming with me, and we're gonna do a trip around the boot too, Italy. And she's also very interested in checking out some other countries like Switzerland, the Alps there, the Swiss Alps. And then she has some friend who lives in Barcelona, and I've been to Barcelona. I actually drove from Budapest to Barcelona in a sports car with one of my mom's cousins and her husband, and we went to catch the Formula One race there in Barcelona. It was before the event in Budapest, and it was because they were in the business of selling, I guess you could call, rip-off T-shirts and hats and stuff like that. So they actually did that as a side gig business. Because he had a clothing manufacturing or industry kind of company. They made baby clothes and stuff called Roberta Blue, because his name is Robbie Robert. So they made a kids jeans style baby clothes in Hungary, and in Eastern European countries, Levi's and jeans was like a huge thing. So they ran with that idea, Roberta Blue, as a baby clothes thing. And they became huge. And then he got into, I actually hooked him up with a buddy of mine who was studying out here to be an architect like his dad. And he ended up going back, and I connected the two of them. And Robbie was investing in real estate, buying up land, and he had my buddy Boldijar, is his name, or Boldi, as we call him. Not Baldy, Boldi. I love that name, Boldijar. It sounds like Zoltar, the gypsy fortune teller on Big. You know that movie, Big. Tom Hanks. Anyway, great movie. Check it out. But yeah, Boldy man, freaking intensely intelligent guy and super smart, fun guy. And he used to hang out with me in my studio in the 90s. So anyway, long story short, I digress big time. But long story short, his dad is a big time like European architect. This guy like castle architecture and all this kind of stuff. He knows his shit. And he teaches in London. And so Boldy was out here, and he was learning architecture, and he's got connections through his dad. Hey, peace out, Gary, man. Right on. Rock on, dude. Yeah, thanks for joining in for a little while. Man, I'm happy that you joined. It's great to have like people in this chat, and I'm just glad to be able to put this together for you guys to like hang out. It makes me practice my guitar a little more, even though I probably wouldn't be playing more if I wasn't talking as much, but it's fun. It's a motivational thing for sure. Yeah, right. so anyway, Boldijar. Yeah, it does sound like some kind of a, Boris, the Russian. Remember the Boris and what's her name from Moose and Squirrel show, Bullwinkle, Rocky and Bullwinkle show. Anyway, yeah, later, man. Thanks for joining in, Gary. You rock. You rock. So I'm using the built-in 10-year-old laptop webcam, dude. So SD, I know you're trying to get me to join the era of modern technology, and I will. I promise. I keep promising. I've got Excellent gear here, ready to hook up, but I don't have an HD camera yet. That's the next step. I've been looking at them, by the way. I've been looking at some that have been recommended. I think you even recommended one. I was looking at it. Yeah, it is fuzzy, but you know, maybe it's the lighting. I don't know. I could have the aspect ratio and all that. So I mean, even if it's shorter scale, I don't know why. I don't know what I did. I don't know where I messed it up. Somehow I messed up the. It never was like this before, and then now lately it's been this not as widescreen. I don't know what I freaking did. So, but yeah, yeah, Natasha, thanks, Great Vanzini. Natasha and Boris, they were always trying to blow up Rocky and Bullwinkle. Anyway, I love that stuff. Moose and Squirrel, get Moose and Squirrel. By the way, when I have my young friend Nick on the show, either this Thursday or this weekend, I'm gonna get him on. He's a 18-year-old kid that I got him into guitar. And well, he had friends who was wanting to get into guitar. Yeah, I'm gonna get a webcam. So that's what I'm thinking about, Guitar Hack. So there's some that have been suggested out there, and you can get some pretty decent ones. And I do have the lapel mic, so that's working okay. But I have some seriously good mics in here. So I've got some, I've got some Russian Octavia mics that I got from my brother Andrew. Someone gave to him for free. I've got an MXL V250, which is a pretty good big, you know, large diaphragm condenser mic, perfect for this kind of stuff. Some shotgun mics. I've got a bunch of mics. I'm not using any of them. So when people ask pixels, you say 4, they think 4 meg. No, I'm talking 4K. Yeah, 4 meg, right? That is K. Okay, what I'm duh. Anyway, Moose and Squirrel. So Nick does a phenomenal fake Russian accent thing. Yeah, it's not. It's just like a yeah, but it's actually a woven kind of. It's made at the Gap or whatever, so it's a Gap store or Old Navy or something like that. $20 sweater, super comfy. Arriba, andale. Yeah, that's another favorite of mine, Speedy Gonzalez, and my friend Mauro. He's dude. If you're still there, you got to write into the text message to me or the chat. Um, what part of Mexico? I think you have a little bit of avocado, or is it? No, I think you were talking about you guys are growing some. God, what is that freaking fruit? One of my favorites. Can't think right now. When I get tired, my brain starts to slip. Anyway, yeah, it's one of those fruits that we all like. It's kind of yellow, and on the outside, it's kind of greenish red. And it's about that big. It has this big seed in it. I can't think of the name of it right now. Mango. Mango. That was another funny as hell skit. I think was that on Saturday Night Live or was that on Fridays? I think that was on Saturday Night Live. Like Mongo, Octavia MKO12, right? Yeah, dude. Let me show you what I got. All right, I gotta show you. I got two, and I've got the I got some really good preamp things that came with them. Well, not preamps. I think they're the power for them. Oops. Almost yanked it out. Almost did it. Almost yanked the laptop off the table again. Hold on a sec. I'm showing you my butt. Okay, where are they? Oh, we got so many things here. Not that one. That box. That box. Yes. So I am a little organized. A little bit organized, so got some stuff in here. So put this back on me. So I don't have that particular mic. I've got the MK319s. Comes in a handy dandy little bag. They're worth about $100 on the used market. Want a little more light on it. And I've got two. Maybe too much light, right? There you go. So you can switch the, I guess it must be minus 10 dB setting there, and then there's something here. I think that's some kind of a lift. Probably, what do they call it? High cut, right? Right here, high cut maybe. Look at high cut, something like that. So I got two of those. So I don't know too much about them, but yeah, I mean, what I did read up on them as soon as I got them was, you know, they're pretty arguably pretty decent studio mics that the Russians used in a variety of studio applications, right? Radio and whatnot. So what else are you guys talking about here? Papaya is good too, right? So yeah, I think Maro's gone because he's not responding to my question. So yeah, the MK19 cardioid condenser microphone, indeed. Yeah, they're you know, I'm sure they're going to be good. I mean, I don't know what they go up against quality wise, but they were putting him up against, you know, some serious mics and saying that they're pretty damn good. So the 12s are a pencil mic. Okay, so for pencil mics, you guys want to see mics that I have? Let me grab, since we're on the mics talking. Dudes, look at this. I swear to God, I just found this on the carpet here by my feet. I think Roxy just pumped out another freaking egg. She's like egg making crazy happiness here. Is that why you're so sleepy, sweetie? Yeah. Wow, I think she just laid another Easter egg, you guys. Look, I'm not joking. This was not here earlier. It's pretty big, huh? Look at the size of my pinky. Okay, my pinky. Yeah, Roxy. I can't show Mom. She's going to be upset because she thinks it's not good that she's laying eggs all the time, which is probably true. Really, but it is springtime, and I'm her mate. She considers me her mate. And she's always looking. Earlier, she was nesting. She was trying to find a little nest spot. And here you go. Another egg, man. Anyway, it's a little too bright. Turn it like that. A little better. Another egg. Gonna send Ladania. Gonna send her a message. Okay, I'm gonna tell her. Roxy just laid another egg. ... I can't believe it. She's gonna come over here and go, what? So who else is in the chat here? I see 9 people, 8 thumbs ups. I see the Dogpaw, SD, and who else is chatting here? Great Vanzini still chatting. Yeah. Yeah, okay, let me grab a couple other mics. Might as well just show you guys a couple things that I got. This is gonna upset the lighting apparatus that I have over here. Yeah, it's still okay. All right, so I got this. So I bought these MXLs through, you know, I know that they're Guitar Center's brand, but I got these. They you know, they seem to review fairly well. I got this on the stupid deals of the day through Musician's Friend for sick, crazy, stupid, cheap money. So I've got this set. I still keep the silica in there just to keep it dry, right? So this set here is the large condenser MXL 990. You know, can't see it very well in this light. But anyway, large condenser, right? And then I've got the small pencil style condenser, the 991. So this comes as a set. Too bright? Jeez. Sorry. Man, it's way too bright. I don't know if that's good or bad. So I got this set. I've got, and I got it for super crazy cheap money. Did you go $5.99 for a crappy pizza? Fender Guru, hey dude, thanks for joining in, man. Right on. So I'm showing my cheapo microphones. Yeah, that's nothing, dude. Hold on. And I got this. This is the V250, and they all come with their like mounts. But I also have the whatchamacallit mounts. I bought them separately, you know, but the shock mounts for these as well. So this one's still in the plastic wrapper. The V250. So the other one was a 990. You can see the pattern there. Not switchable. Yeah, that's a. I don't know if you can see it in the light there, but that's a good size capsule. All right. And then I've got, you know, of course, you got to have your classic. Amplifier microphone. Yep, Shure SM57. Pretty much brand spanking new. I've used it a few times. And then I've got those Octavias, and then I also bought one of these cool things. I also got this at a sick price. Normally these things cost quite a few bucks. So, it's not a mic, but it's a mic enclosure kind of thing. If I do any vocal recording, it's kind of cool, right? You can see that. Okay. And then I got pop filters, of course, but I thought that was pretty cool. I get this for like, I got this for like 20 bucks or something. Normally they sell for like 100 or something. So yeah, pretty cool, right? So yeah, I'm kind of set up for mics, at least at this level, you know, of recording. I'm not like going to be doing any pro recordings or anything, but I think this will cover me. And I've got my good buddy Jack the Rabbit, who's got some seriously killer mics that maybe we can share. You can share with me some recordings, right? You know, that comes to fruition, but hopefully. Let's get this box back. I'll do that later. So yeah, that's what I got. Mics-wise. Oops. Oh, it's bright. So yeah, I'm gonna probably call it fairly soon too, you guys, right? It's getting late. So Danny probably wants to go to bed fairly soon. Mother of mercy. Sweet fancy Moses. Dude, it's taken me 10 plus years to gather all this studio shit together. And I used to have a real studio, you know? So, you know, I'm just buying the stuff that I used to have. I don't even have a mixer right now. Thought I had a mixer. I have no mixer, but I'm going to be doing everything on the computer screen. But yeah, I have some controllers. So what I'm going to be using to control my, I will show you guys this. So I've got this quick controller for Cubase. too bright, right? Yeah. The QC quick controller, Cubase quick controller, Steinberg, right? And this all lights up and everything when you plug it in. So this basically, I can do a lot of, the control features of Cubase for recording. And then I have another kind of, show you this too. I have a bunch of mic stands and a variety of microphones. I mean, variety of headphones that I use. I've also got this for laying down some drum beats and whatnot. And these are all assignable controllers. The knobs, the sliders, the pads, and everything. So this is an Akai MPD 32. So MIDI pad control unit. I got that. So yeah, I've been slowly amassing all this stuff towards this dream of putting my studio together, having a studio. And I have, yeah, I mean, that's really all you really need, though, in many ways, SD. To have everything. You don't really need more, but, each guitar up there does something, especially different. So the Henning Pauly one, that was kind of a, I won that, but, at the same time, there was some expense to it. But that's, because I'm a Henning Pauly fan, because he got me, first video I ever saw on YouTube that was music related, Henning Pauly. So then this Gretsch was the first hollow body guitar I've ever bought, and then I gave it to my cousin because I bought that. Oh, you can't see it. Because I bought that orange Gretsch over there because I wanted one with the, I wanted one that looked more like, Brian Setzer kind of thing. So, oops. So I bought that Gretsch, and then I bought before I bought the Gretsch, I bought that blacktop double humbucker Strat back there, right? Then I bought the Schecter Sun Valley Super Shredder. Then I bought the V because I'm a huge Richie Faulkner fan, and I love flying Vs, and I always wanted one, but I never found one that I could afford that I really really liked. And then that came out, and I'm like, I'm getting it. And I financed it. Thank you for Musician's Friend and Sweetwater and all these companies that give you free financing that you can pay these things off over a couple years or whatever. It totally makes it easy. And that's how I got this DC Deluxe, this D'Angelico that would normally be a $2,000 guitar. I got it for $700. So. Cool. Digitech. Yeah, Digitech does some killer stuff. They're having some trouble in that company, but, maybe somebody will eventually buy them out, just like Yamaha bought out Line 6. Digitech, I've got several Digitech pedals. I don't even have a single Wampler pedal. I don't have a single Boss pedal, which is crazy. I have, 2 LPD pedals now, because Lawrence is a badass. And yeah, what can I tell you? Got a bunch of gear in here, and I have the 2 Notes Captor and the 2 Notes Cab, and I'm planning to run these amps a little hotter through that into IRs when I'm doing, everything through the DAW. And I do have an ambition to buy some heads. One of the ones I'm looking at right now, I might either go with the EVH, or I might go with the Tremonti, the PRS Tremonti, but price range wise, they're relatively similar price range. I want to get something like that in the head. But do I really need that now that I have the HX Stomp? Probably not. I disagree. I think that you can't really beat real tube sound, especially in the room. And there's something about how that, like I have this HX Stomp. I'm not using any of the amp modular, amps and waves. Right? The Tremonti's like under $800, man. That 15 watt amp is way louder than a typical 15 watt amp, and it looks sick, and it sounds killer. But it's a metal machine. That's like a modern metal machine, right? But you can get there with pedals, close to. But you've all you're better guitar players for the most part than I am, most of you, right? So you know what I'm talking about. I saw Alter Bridge up at Lake Tahoe just a couple months ago, into February, and holy shit, did they sound good! Wow. And yeah, he wasn't playing through his 15-watt amp, that's for sure. But yeah, that sound, man. Yeah, so there's something to be said for tube powered amps, and yeah, there's the blue guitar thing, and there's other things like that. That yes, it'll get you there. And there's the I'm definitely interested in the Synergy system, because in a small budget studio, which what this really is, it's just me right now. Who knows how far I can take this? But I have ambition to take it somewhere, right? And the bottom line is, if you can get a little rack, a little shelf unit, like a mini. My dream is a little mini Henning setup. You see where I'm going? Little mini Henning poly setup in here, where I've got several different types of amp heads that can get me the certain sounds that I'm looking for, and you can get close tweaking some of these HX Stomp kind of things. Axe effects will get you there, things like that, right? You can get H9s, double those up. The newer ones, you can do a lot with those and sound. But yeah, with effects, right? And I could probably sell most of these pedals and even buy several of these amps, because I've got several $1,000s of pedals here, and I could probably sell a bunch of them and just stick to the Stomp or something like that, and then get heads to run everything into. Yeah, and I could probably even one up the game and get something like the Aux, or maybe even the Boss expander, amp expander, which looks like a really great device. And I'm used to using Boss and Roland stuff. I've used their keyboards forever. I love them. This week, so you can view the status of your payment. The IRS. Oh, cool. You can track. They're going to pay you something, right? I think are we getting that for free, or is that going to be something we have to pay back then? That hasn't been clarified to me. I don't think it's a loan, but it's a relief package of some kind. But I haven't seen the wording as to really. That's probably going to come out of your taxes, right? Isn't it? I'm no tax preparer, but so does that mean that yes, we're going to be paying for that? We are, right? I told my wife too. I told her I don't think you can get that free. UPS tracking. What are you guys talking about? The Tremonti one, yeah, I've watched that, dude. I saw the NAMM ones too, with Paul Reed Smith as well, and several YouTuber dudes featured that when it came out as well. And that's a sick freaking amp. I mean, that thing is a little hot rod, waiting to be unleashed. It's not just like your average 15-watt amp. I think that thing's really like a 30-watt amp in a 15-watt enclosure disguised. Oh, okay, yeah, stimulus checks, right? Right. Well, they're always going to find reasons to raise taxes. You just have to be smart, like the president, and find a way not to pay them. Let's not go there. I can't believe that was his answer to Hillary last time when they they debated, and he's like, "I'm just smart. I'm just a smart guy. Why aren't you that smart?" Of course, if she didn't pay her taxes, the GOP would be really roasting her. Not that they find any way to roast her or any other Democrat for that. Let's not get into politics. But you know where I live. And I live here for a reason, because I love this state and I love what the state stands for the most part. Anyway, so he got it today. Awesome. Credit unions went out first. Yeah, okay, well, that makes sense. So I didn't sign up for unemployment because I'm still, employed by my property management employer, but it's a part-time gig. Yeah, it is economics. You're right, SD. You know, politics, schmolitics, whatever you poppycock. It's all little puppets on the strings. We ought to know what's behind the curtain by now, right, y'all? So bankers are gonna make money off this downturn. They always find a way to make money off this shit. Any kind of problem, right? Yeah, Danny's upset about Roxy laying another egg. Oh my god. Yeah. She's worried that Roxy's not going to be healthy. So money is money. Yeah. And you guys can look back into the whole history of how the banking industry was born and created and where it's going. It's not a pretty thing. It's got us by the short hairs, that's for sure. But I do use a credit union, by the way. I don't use a regular bank, a big bank. And my credit union pays me to keep the small amount of money I have going in and out of my checking account and my credit card that I have through them. And when I asked them to reverse some charges, they did. You know, they said, yeah, we can do that, and you know, I have everything deferred out for a month or two right now. So, you know, that's not costing me, and they're not charging me interest for that. So you got to find a way to take advantage of this situation too, because they're they're taking advantage of it. And call your auto insurance and your other insurances that, you know, require you to be driving. I mean, they're insuring you to be driving. Is anyone driving out there right now? No. So the insurance companies are being paid a lot of money for months of people not crashing and driving right now. So yeah, credit unions rock. So do not let them get away with it. Call your insurance companies, that your auto insurance and all that. As a matter of fact, if you have more than one vehicle like I have a van that I'm not using for work right now. Go ahead and put it in you know, put it in non-operational mode right now. Why would you have it? Why would you be paying for it if you don't need to? So that's how these smart guys make money or not pay taxes and stuff, because they find ways around the loopholes. They have time to, and they have people that they pay to find the loophole for them, like the guy that he threw under the bus, that threw him under the bus. But yeah, anyway, his right hand man for many, many years. Scumbag lawyer. So yeah, small rebates. Yeah, I mean, what would happen if you canceled your insurance? Would they, if you're not driving at all, if you canceled your insurance, are they gonna put you on like one of those uninsured? You're now uninsured, so now you can be fined by your state government. Will they really fine you during this time? Can you say, look, I'm not driving, so I'm gonna unregister my car. I'm gonna put it as a, you know, a non-operating vehicle for the next couple 3 months, and then I'll re-register it, or you know, I don't know if that makes any sense. But I've been driving around a little bit, but just in town here, nowhere else. No, I haven't even visited my dad on the other side of the bay. Yeah, we're all quarantined, right? So by state law, we're ordered to stay home. So yeah. So I could probably file for unemployment for some lost wages because I'm not working for myself as an independent contractor. So I'm losing some money. Um, I might get, you know, $300-400 a week for that. I don't know if it's worth my efforts. Maybe I should. Anyway, I like to. What am I? I'm a control your own destiny kind of guy. So I do borrow money on occasion, and I've tried to, you know, tried to borrow money from family once in a while. It's the worst thing to do. You know, I mean, I do have help from my mom, for example. My mother's always been understanding and helpful, and I always pay her back in spades. You know, when she helps me out with something, I'll admit it. You know, but I'd rather live that lifestyle and pay my own way. I paid my own way through junior college. I didn't take any money for that. That's why it's taken me forever to finish my psych degree and PhD. Eventually, is what I'd like to do, um, because I want to pay it on my own. I don't want to take that money from some kid. You know, I had my early chances, and bottom line is that, you know, I'd rather pay it out of my own pocket. You know, and work my way through it. So it's not easy, but I think you get more out of life that way. So what are you guys riding by? I ride my bikes. Yeah, dude, I'm a big time bike rider too. By the way, I used to ride 2.5 miles to and 2.5 miles back to work. When I first moved back to California, I actually got rid of my car and I went carless for 2 years. I first started it out as, okay, I'm gonna use the money that I sold my Jeep Grand Cherokee Eddie Bauer edition. I think it was an Eddie Bauer edition. No, that was the Ford Bronco. Ford, what was that? Ford Bronco. Anyway, it was a Jeep Grand Cherokee, one of the upgraded editions. I sold that when I moved back from Cincinnati when I got divorced, and and sold it. Took a trip to Europe to visit my daughter and spent a bunch of money on her and had a great time. Came back and had a little money in savings and started working again. And I was riding my bike everywhere and didn't really need a car. If I needed a car for something, I borrowed my brother's or my mom's car or whatever, and I'd always help them out or pay them back in some way. And I was biking. I bought a bike online for $100, something on Craigslist or whatever. And I was biking to and from work and everything, and big advocate of that. And then using public transportation of other forms, right? Before all this other you know, stuff came out, um, like Lyft and Uber. And so I was getting around, and and I was enjoying it. I read so much more. I read so many books. It's insane. And traveling on the Bay Area Rapid Transit, they call it the BART. It's kind of like the underground in Europe, or the subway. Anyway, so I was using all the public transportation. The one bad thing about public transportation is it takes twice as long, at least, to get to the same place. At least twice as long to get there, as if you're going by car. And it costs about the same, roughly. Probably a little bit less if you're considering not just gas but insurance and then the cost of your car, monthly payment on the car. But yeah, I read so much and I met people and it was a great experience. And that's why I got into going back to school to study psychology back about 13 years ago. 13 years ago. When was it? No, it was just 10 years ago. 2010. That's when I started full time during the day. I took a night course the previous semester. Yeah, God bless America. Yeah, yeah. When you're going to the doctor and they'll wave you on in, and you get your special stimulus money for COVID, right? So yeah, so it was a great social experiment, and for 2 years I was enjoying it for a while. But then I when I got together with Ladani, right before I got together with her, I bought a car because I was starting to need to take some night courses and mix, some of the courses weren't working out. So I had to take some night courses. And it was just too hard to try to get anywhere to and from at night. So during the day, there's a lot more public transportation going around. And then I was actually living with Ladani in Pleasanton, which is on the East Bay, going all the way to San Mateo to finish my program there at the College of San Mateo. And so that was on the other side of the bay. So it's easily a half an hour, 45-minute drive without traffic. Um, you know, so yeah, public transportation wasn't working anymore. Canada probably is not, from what I understood. Ben Coons and them talking about it earlier today. If Hack's still in the chat, which I think he's gone, he would attest to that. No, they're not getting any stimulus help. It's just one long snow day for them, or snow week, snowed in. So yeah, I should probably call her. I'm gonna ask her, "Dang, going to sleep yet? Sleepy yet? Are you sleepy yet, honey?" Question mark. I'm gonna end my live stream. Dot dot dot. It was fun. What are you doing? Question mark. This is how I do this when I'm driving too, by the way. I talk to the phone, but I do it through the car. You guys see me lurking and driving and chatting into the. Oh, what? I thought I ended it already. It's still taking taking my dictation here. Okay, gotta stop that. Anyway, so yeah, we had some interesting topics tonight. And one other topic that I wanted to bring up that I didn't bring up, yeah, Surfing Bird. Oh, yeah, who does that song? Bird, 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 bird. Everybody's no, the bird is a word, bird, bird, bird. Just sing it into Shazam, and I'll tell you. You just Google that. Tweet, tweet, right? There's that Rockin' Robin song. That's another tweet, 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 tweet. Rockin' all night long, singing and tweeting and singing this song. Is that Chuck Berry? I think he did a version of that at the very least. Rockin' Robin, tweet, right? But Surfing Bird, is that Surfing Bird or Surfing Girl? Surfer Girl. This is a Surfer Girl song, I think, by the Beach Boys. Surfer Girl, something like that. Anyway, I better go. She hasn't responded. Maybe she's already in bed and she's like got a sign out that says Coach. Fats Domino. Yeah, Fats Domino was the man. Dude, that guy did not get what he deserves. Right? And I remember when I was a kid, I used to go to the library in Brisbane, California. Yes, there is a Brisbane, California, over here in the right on the other side of the Bobby Day. Okay, Bobby Day does the bird song, right? Bird is the word. Bird. Everybody knows the bird is the word. Right? Bobby Day. So anyway, yeah, a lot of topics. But the other topic I wanted to bring up was how is YouTube making money and how is Google making money when they make ad money, right? Rockin' Robin, right? Oh, Bobby Day, Rockin' Robin. Okay. So how is YouTube and Google and all these companies who are doing all this free live stream stuff, right? They make money off ad dollars, right? Advertisements before the video or whatever. And I pay for YouTube Red because I don't want to deal with the advertisements. So I'm fine paying for that monthly $10 or whatever. I don't care. Just don't want to have to deal with it. So yeah, Blueberry Hill is one of my favorite. Found my thrill on Blueberry Hill. I used to listen to that at the library. So I was telling you the library at Brisbane. I used to go to the library and I just go through records. Joe Cocker and all these freaking Bill Cosby doing comedy on records. All kinds of stuff. Like back in 1970s, right? Early 70s. Early and mid 70s. Until we moved out of there. I was 10 when we moved away from there. Moved to San Mateo. But yeah. I remember that dude. Fats Domino. So yeah. So the other topic I was wanting to bring up tonight, or I might bring up again, is how's YouTube and all these ad dollar companies going to make money when no one's buying and selling anything? Yeah, everyone's at home and online, but who's buying this? Who's buying stuff that they're advertising? Or are they advertising things that are specific to you being quarantined, stuck at home? Are they selling toilet paper? What are they selling? I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's probably, not as much being bought and sold right now out there. They're still buying, but they're buying like, I think Phil McKnight was even talking about this in what he's seeing, the trend is people are buying small items. Like I'm buying little things too. I'm not buying guitars right now. I might, yeah, maybe Steve from Boston and the Tone King are buying guitars, but I'm not. I don't have their money. Yeah, they're delivering, but like, what did I buy recently? I bought I bought another item that's being sent to me. I bought a guitar slide, $15, right? And I bought, oops, put the mic on. And some of you might have seen this. And I bought this. You guys know what that is? It's a slip-on nut expander that you can put on the nut of your guitar for slide guitar, so you can raise it up, right? So it's made by Grover. Yeah, car dealerships are tanking. Yeah, spacer for slide, right? Yeah, crow or dog bone. I almost said crowbar because your icon looks similar. It doesn't have a crazy looking plant in it, but it's kind of orange with a white thing in the center. Anyway, yeah. So okay. So if the ad dollars start to, because if you're an advertising firm and a marketing firm, aren't you going, well, we're not selling this stuff. We're not, these companies aren't paying us now to market their stuff because it's not selling. So they're going to start pulling some of their ad money out of YouTube and Google too, right? Aren't they? I mean, so where's the money going to be coming from? Stimulus, check Organization of America? Where exactly, right? Yeah, right, nut expander. So let me grab you the actual official paperwork on that. Here it is. So they call it perfect guitar nut. If you look at the finer print, right? Well, I guess they don't call it a nut expander. I'm sorry. They call it a nut extension. Extension nut. Any way you look at it, it's funny. You can't not say something about nuts and it'd not be funny. So it's the perfect guitar nut, right? Expansion nut, extension nut, fits over existing nut to raise action for slide playing. The Grover perfect nut will not throw your guitar out of tune when changing from a steel string guitar to a lap steel guitar. So you can put it on your lap and play like that dude, that blind dude. What's his name? I forget. Anyway, so I got one of these, so I can pop it onto mine. I'm thinking about putting it onto the Telecaster right there. Right there. And playing some slide guitar. Oops, I keep doing that. There we go. Come on, thing. That thing is getting wonky. Sorry. Anyway, so hey, Fruitcake Tony, you're in the house. What's up? No, we don't sleep. Well, I'm on the West Coast, dude, so it's only 11 o'clock here. It's like 2 a.m. for some of you. Furlough money, for sure. Yeah, some people might spend something, but, big ticket items, probably not right now. But then again, there could be deals to be had. So maybe I should cash in on some of that stimuli money. get some amp stimulus in here. Yeah, we can need more stuff. Yeah, so dude, yeah, that's another really scary and good question, SD, because that's one thing I like about the fact that I live out here in Livermore, because we're far away from where the danger may occur. But yeah, Oakland and West Oakland and certain parts of Hayward and San Leandro and whatnot, when people start to not have food and they start not having, the needs met that they need met, they're going to take what they need to take. And, I know Newsom is doing the best he can as governor to help the cause of, all that. But, hey, Hack, you're back. Right on, dude. What the hell are you doing still awake? Crazy man. Anyway, yeah. But yeah, SD just brought up the big multi-million dollar question is, what's going to happen when people start looting? because that very well could happen. I mean, it happened in St. Louis, or what am I talking about? Roxy, don't eat my microphone. Little devil. No, stop it. She likes eating my microphone cable. That's what she wants. No, Roxy. Why did you wake up? Go back to sleep. Come on, go back. There you go. So, Roxy laid another egg, you guys. Whoever hasn't seen this, right here in my sweater, and it rolled off my sweater onto the carpet here. So, day before yesterday, on Saturday, she laid an egg in Ladani's neck, like in her hair back here, and that rolled off somewhere into the couch cushions. We found it, and then here's another Roxy egg. Dang it. We're worried about her. She's pumping out too many eggs. I don't know how healthy or not healthy that is for her, but they say it can weaken their bones if they're pumping out that much calcium. But I've got, that little calcium thing that she's chomping on, so she seems super happy and content, and she's not plucking her feathers out or in stress, it seems. She seems super happy, but she's just pumping out eggs. It's springtime. I don't know. Yeah, I've got the security set up over here, SD. Thanks. I got the cameras. But cameras can't stop a dude with a gun. Only another gun might. And you might be putting your life in danger. I wouldn't say, here, take my guitar, but I probably would say, go ahead, take my guitar, dude. Just, don't shoot anyone. So, oh, she's watching the news, so Ladania is still awake. So, yeah. So we were talking, Hack, about, how is YouTube and Google and all these companies streaming all this stuff, making money when no one's buying or selling product that's being advertised, or what are they advertising? Because I have Google Red, or whatever it's called, YouTube Red, so I don't pay for advertisement. So I pay to not watch advertisement. So I don't even know what they're advertising, right? And sure as heck, I would try to stop the person from stealing my stuff or, using their gun if I could. And I'd definitely be looking for that opportunity to do that. But, most of those people are stupid and dangerous. And you put stupid and dangerous and gun together, and you've got death right around the corner. So I'd rather just get out of that situation as quick as I could. But, yeah, so we were talking earlier about how are YouTube and Google and these companies who live off ad money gonna be able to keep doing what they're doing, paying YouTubers? And they might change their policies, and they can change it up however they want to, whenever they want to. I mean, I know that people are just getting pennies for their content right now, but some of the bigger channels, they might make their living off this. They might be getting cutbacks on that, right? Because they can, like, we don't have a contract with YouTube. Like, we're creating stuff. Let's say I'm a creator that has like 1 million subs, and I'm creating content that I'm expecting Google to pay me for through their ad money. But do I have a contract with Google that guarantees me anything? I don't think so. I don't think it works that way, does it? Yeah, so for sure, the best way to make money off YouTube is merchandising. So, and that's how most musicians make their money anyway, even if they're touring musicians. Is if they're not selling merchandise, they're not going to barely break even. So they have to sell merchandise, right? So that's what everyone does. So guess what I was learning on Skillshare the other day? Merchandising, because I want to start designing a logo. I have a logo idea. Couple logo ideas. I showed one earlier in the year or last year, but I'm probably not going to go with that one. But I want to do one that has Roxy, so I might do like a Roxy on a Fender headstock thing, something that kind of looks like Woodstock or whatever. I'm going to go for some kind of a guitar or some other kind of music producer oriented kind of thing with Roxy in it, because that'll make it cool. You went to 7-Eleven and you told cashier, I need TP for my baño using a unholy voice. And did they know what the hell you were talking about? Or did you even understand what they were telling each other when they were talking about you. Yeah, before your baño or el baño. Yeah, there's a place over here if you've ever been up to the Bay Area, SD, called Los Banos. Baños. I always say it's Los Baños, the bathrooms, because that's where you want to make your stop at the bathroom before you get on Highway 5, and you're on Highway 5 for a while. Stealing sites and putting up cartoons plays well in here. Right? Yeah, just throw some cat videos up. I mean, if we all wanted to horror ourselves online, we would have already been doing that with cat videos and crap like that, right? So we're not in it for that. We're true to our crazy music nature, right? Cornholio, dude. Cornholio is my favorite because he did this, you know. Any TP for my manhole. Manhole, Cornholio. Are you threatening me? Did I show you guys where you probably saw that, right, SD? I have a theory of where that dude, what's his name, who wrote, did the judge something judge, where he got the idea for the Cornholio character and the whole Lake Titicaca thing. Because I've been to Lake Titicaca, and Lake Titicaca has, up in that region, they have these characters, these caricatures. They're god and goddesses, kind of Pachamama and Pachatata. And Pachamama and Pachatata look like their arms are like this, right? So I think that's where he got the idea with the Cornholio thing like that. That's my theory. I could be wrong. But if I ever meet the guy, I'll ask him. Dude, did you get the idea for Cornholio from up there? And did they just not have good toilet paper when you were in Lake Titicaca at the hotel, and therefore you needed TP that you did not have for your banco? So it could have been something like that. Yeah, they all, all those companies are, dude, they don't even pay taxes, really, do they? I mean, like Bezos and all these Amazon online dudes, they're funneling their money all over offshore, and they write everything off. Yeah, we're that big, we pay taxes. We have to. They have lawyers that keep them out of jail when they don't pay their taxes. Like Trump, he's the president, and he didn't pay taxes, and he stole most of his money from his dad. So anyway, he scammed. I don't know how many people that guy scammed. Holy crap. Well, let's not go into that. All of a sudden, my internet might just get cut. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Let's live. Let's. Yeah. This is going to continue. Yeah. I don't know. I think things are going to turn around faster than we think, but I think people are going to be taking the risk of being out there amongst infected people, which I think most of us are going to probably be all right with, because the majority of people who get this aren't going to suffer by it. There's that small percentage that really are getting sick from it, right? So we'll see. But most of us, 80%, I think, or so, are carriers, and the rest are suffering by it, and there's that small percentage that are dying. Good night, Hack. Good night. Have a good one, man. And there was a question out there, since you are still here, maybe for the last second. Is Canada giving out stimulus money to their citizenry? Answer the question, yes or no, before you leave, if you have a second. But it might be too late, because I know there's a delay. So, yeah, you cannot live off YouTube unless you're merchandising. Like look at, Robert Baker is a good example. I wouldn't say Pete Thornes, because he's out there, doing other things too. But I'm sure Robert Baker's also working that angle, But I think he built it up through YouTube, and he's a great player. Great, he's got lesson plans, so he's selling lessons, he's selling merch, even Mary Spender now and Adam Neely and Red Shawl are selling lesson plans too. They all jumped on that bandwagon as quickly as they could. There's some, up and coming or rising stars in the YouTube world, right? Phil McKnight didn't start doing merch until he got at least over, I think he was over, might have been over 10,000 or more before he started to do merch, but I think he mentioned something about he didn't really start to really monetize in a way that made any real difference until he hit over 100,000. So that 100,000 subs goal is like the one that you want to be breaking 100,000, and then you might be making enough off of merchandise and ad money where you can make a living. And then you've got like the Rick Beatos who skyrocket, because they're putting out, that guy's a pro, and he's putting out pro level stuff because he's a producer, right? And he knows what he's doing. And he's got, his lesson plans or his lessons that he's been doing already for probably over a decade or more, since he's been a producer. Now you found a perfect avenue through YouTube to get the word out and not just get exposure to his lesson plans and programs and lessons and the ear training thing now. It's this very robust platform that he's created on YouTube, and super smart guy, and yeah, he had no idea that this would ever become what it could become. He's an excellent advocate for the creators out here as well. He advocates, like Henning advocates, for creators to get the most out of YouTube that they can, right? But Beatos, I think he's a phenomenal leader when it comes to music creators on YouTube. Really, going after all these what does he call them? The people that shut your video down when you play one of their songs or whatever. I mean, I can understand taking the ad money from your video, but to stop your video from playing altogether, if you're even just playing, you're like covering one of their songs, nuts. But yeah, he has a term for them. What does he call them? Anyway, I was gonna end this 10-15 minutes ago. No, not for you, right? Yeah. Anyway, and that's another side of the story. I water. Okay, in 10 minutes I will go to sleep. When she said that at 11:04, and it's now 11:15, so 2 minutes ago. Okay, I gotta go to sleep, guys. But real quick, Johnny, real quick, real quick. So here's another theory I have about the economy, and I think about the environment and how this whole event is going to shape the future. There won't be excuses from the anti-environmentalists and people who pollute the earth and the world for their own, designs, for their own greed's sake. They won't have that excuse that, oh, there's nothing we can do, or there's no way we can stop this train because we're not really creating the pollution and all these problems in the world. It's part of natural world events. Bullshit, because now you can see the effects when we're not out there doing what we do and wrecking the world, right? So we're locked in, everything's on hold, humans are shut down in their homes, right, for the most part. So a lot of industry and a lot of traveling and a lot of industry shipping things back and forth and all over. We're going to see the effects on the earth and the planet, the environment, the ecosystem, everything, life on the planet as well, the air, everything, water, whatever. We're going to see how human beings not being out there or not affecting it, how it's going to benefit the earth, right? So I'm trying to say this in the least aggressive or most PC possible way, but there's going to be a lot of evidence to say, where you can argue bullshit when they say, oh, we can't make a big difference. because we can see in just a few months' time, if we're more careful about how we're using resources and how we're traveling and using, you know what I mean, not getting around everything that we're doing that we normally do, how it's going to affect the world in a very positive way, okay, in that sense. All right. Secondly, cottage industries. All right. If anything that this is going to create a boom for, people are going to realize what a wonderful thing it is to be working from home. They're going to have time in this next month or two or three, like I'm working on, to create a business that they can then control. So they don't have to work for the man anymore. They can find a way to sustain themselves without, working for some other company. They're going to do it, because it's such a benefit to their overall quality of life. So I predict that there's going to be a boom in cottage industry type of things, like pedal makers, like LPD, or I've got my Soundtrap Design guitar hangers, SCDs musicians want, and whatever, creators, makers. I like to call them makers, or they call themselves too makers. Um, we're going to see, I think, a boom in cottage industry, and then we're going to see more localized industry and manufacturing of goods rather than relying on overseas goods and manufacturing, because of not just the environmental cost, but the overall footprint cost of how it's doing things to us, right? And spreading these diseases. This is there are gonna be a lot of conspiracy people talking about how this can continue on, and there can be other mutations of it and other bad things. Okay, honey. Yeah, I'm ending it right now. Okay, thanks. So yeah. So the bottom line is that there might be some good things that come out of this. We can always find a silver lining in bad things, but I think for creators, I'm hoping for some good things. And yeah, there's going to be a lot more of us out here competing for the same creative space, trying to get the attention of others to help us make money off of it, But yeah, like that one guy said, hey, let's all help each other get to 1,000, and let's see what we can do, So if you find a YouTuber out there you enjoy, share his stuff, get them out there and help them reach 1,000 so they can start to monetize. And then I can guarantee you that YouTube's going to change that bar to 5,000 or something, Anyway, yeah, but new music is not essential, but try not dreaming and survive the next day. You're going to go insane. So try, that's I think music and other creative forms of endeavors or whatever, creative expressions. If we don't have them in our life, we'll go nuts. We're not happy people in a cage without the ability to create, and express ourselves creatively, and to share that. We're a social animal, and we will not survive without that social aspect of us. And that's why social media is so hot, because if we're not able to travel and get around and do stuff, we gotta get social with people, otherwise we'll go nuts. So yeah, there will be people out there that'll argue that this stuff is not essential, but remove it from society and you'll see how essential it's going to get real quick. Yeah, survival is one thing, but you got to have something worth living for. You can't just live for life. This is what life is all about. Part of it is this, it's the how would you put it? It's the subjective side of things. It's like the spiritual world versus the logical world, right? You can't have. Imagine we'll all be Vulcans, then we have no logic. Even they had like a period of time when they had to let it all out, all their emotions out, right? So yeah, we didn't have the internet, but we were social in other ways, and we had television and we had radio. And then, before that, it was kumbaya around the campfire during the caveman era, right? So we found ways to sing, dance, and all that. So there isn't a culture around the world that doesn't have music, dance, and singing, and expression, and artful expression, expression in dress, expression. It's all not just about, making babies. There's a level of that expression that we look for beauty in life, right? And so it may not be uh, so obviously essential in like the black and white term. But as we all know, life is not black and white. There's all this gray, and the majority of it is that gray matter. It's all that in between stuff. And so that's what makes life worth living. Otherwise, people do become freaking psycho, school shooters, right? They've got nothing to live for, nothing that matters, no purpose that makes any sense, that may not be logical. Logically, they're probably making money and putting it in the bank, and they're doing all the thing. But what are they living for? Do they have love in their life? Do they have people that love them? Do they express that love? That's what this is all about, right? Music and creative expression is another form of expression of love for each other and the things we love, right? So guitars, I mean, they look cool, they feel cool, they sound cool. I love them. Don't you love them? So you get what I'm talking about. Hey, Han Solo, thanks for dropping in. I'm just about to end this. So yeah, thank you for agreeing. No one has to agree with me. I'm just making my own comments here. But yeah, the bottom, yeah, I still like AM radio and books. Yeah, and dude, that's cool. I mean, I listened to Prairie Home Companion on NPR. I used to listen to radio, shows. Like I said, there was a time when I didn't have a car for a reason, and I was in a circumstance in life where I had a decision I could make, and I could have bought a car and got a loan. I had a job, you know, but I decided to see what it would be like to live without a car for a while, and it was a fascinating experience. I should write a short, book about it. So yeah, so enjoyment factor, right? Yeah, I mean, I've always felt that if you can make your job fun, you'll be better at it. You'll you'll be more productive at it. Like when I work with this guy Maro, I used to make it fun working in that shop where we were doing finish work and stuff. And I'd turn up the music, and we'd be like having a great time in that shop, because I'm like, if you're gonna work, why? You have a choice. You can either work and be miserable in your job, or you can create the environment that you work in to not be miserable. Yeah, it's like that Tom Sawyer, like, make painting the fence fun kind of thing, and maybe even get other people to paint it for you while you're, getting them to pay you to do it. I'm not saying that's right, but I'm just saying, yeah, that's what we're trying to do over here with YouTube, right? We're trying to keep people's spirits up, and we all know that these things cycle and these things come and go, and this is not going to be forever. And COVID's a game changer for now, but so was World War II, and so was, the nuclear threat for a while. That may still kind of be out there, but you know what I mean. We grew up, X generation kids. We grew up in the threat of the Soviet and the U.S. launching missiles at each other any minute can happen. Kind of. So the bottom line is that, yeah, yeah, right. Have you ever foraged, right? Yeah, and I've done a lot of scouting, and I've done a lot of that kind of. I'm not Survivor Man in any way, shape, or form, but I probably would survive for a while. Dropped off in the wild, I'd probably do okay. I would know how to create shelter and know how to hunt and fish and find food. You know, I think just like in the zombie apocalypse world, the biggest danger is the other humans. Always, it's always going to, because we're the apex predator, right? So it's always going to be the other humans that are the danger. So you got to watch out for that. So COVID's a game changer, just like the Spanish flu was a game changer, and just like the freaking Black Plague was a game changer, and just like Jesus Christ was a game changer for the Romans back in his day. There are varieties of game changers out there, right? And yeah, this is going to change things up a bit, but I think we're going to get beyond it. I have faith in humankind and mankind to get beyond it, but yeah, there'll be changes, and I think if we're smart about it, maybe we can force some of those changes to be positive. When it comes to the man, or whatever you want to call the powers that be, there might be a way that we can push this in a better direction. And that cottage industry thing is one of the things I'm talking about. I think it could be a revelation in many ways to a new, economic revolution, perhaps. Get back to the small business and the middle class America that we used to be, which we had a lot of strength in as people, with their own direction in life, versus this corporate, takeover of the world. I still can't understand Citizens United and how the Supreme Court could agree that a corporation is a freaking person that has rights to, basically buy all of our politicians with all the money they have because, all we have to do is disclose it. Yeah, I don't think so. It should be, one person, one vote kind of thing, and Canada has it a little better figured out, and a lot of other countries have it better figured out as to how they proceed with their political financing and how they do their political, um, what do they call it when they're running, anyway. So you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, what have the Romans have done for us, right? Well, yeah, I mean, for a good 1,000 years, they did quite a bit. And so, yeah, right. So the bottom line is, who is the Roman Romulans? Are you talking about Romulans? The Romulans, those cold bastards with pointy ears. They should go back to their home world. Yeah, exactly. So there was a lot that was gained through what was collaborative knowledge back then, right, Dogpa? So and the Greeks had it as well, and until the Library of Alexandria was burned down. There was a lot of lost knowledge, like the Egyptians had as well. There's a lot of stuff that, right? Roman culture is amazing. It's fascinating, and some of it was very good. I mean, you had the Senate, and yeah, you had a the Caesar, who wasn't always a god, considered a god, but some of them were able to work it in that direction. And you got some megalomaniacs like that running parts of the world right now, or at least wishing that they can run the whole show. They definitely are finding out that they're not the only ones in charge, right? In some cases. But the bottom line is, yeah, I think we as the people have to find ways to turn this, in a way that we can benefit from it. So I think the cottage industry and the local economy, business kind of thing, we got to support, your local businesses, and that's why I started that shop your mom and pop music shop thing, because I still buy a few things online, but when I can get a crazy stupid deal like this guitar and those Les Paul studio monitors, but I might sell those Les Paul studio monitors and buy some Calis instead, just because I might be able to sell those at a little higher price than I bought them for, make a slight profit off of them, and then buy some equally as good, if not better, studio monitors that are made right here in California, in Southern California, right? So I think the LPs will probably be, for the most part. Yeah, be a leader, not a follower. And be a creator of your own destination. So destiny. And some of that's all bullshit too, because no matter how much we think we're in control, we're not. So yeah, so I'll leave it at that, you guys. I gotta put Roxy to bed, little eagling, little birdie. She's so cute. She's sleeping. I know, and you dropped out another egg, you little cutie. You gotta stop that. So have a good night, you guys. I'm gonna call it. Ending this. How long? 2.5 hour stream. Almost reached the Johnny Bean epic live stream thing that we did that one Saturday. I think that was over 3 hours. It was fun. I'm glad I did it. And hopefully I'm not in trouble or I don't have to sleep on the couch. So I'll see you guys later, man. Rock on. Don't forget the secret to tone. I'm trying to make this my thing. The secret to tone is in the mind, but the feel comes from the heart. You have to put that together to make music. I truly, honestly believe that. So the subjective and the logic, concrete right? The mind and the math and the but, and then you've got the feeling and the subjective and the emotions and the unexplained phenomenon stuff. That's the heart. You put those two together, and that's how music happens. Because I really don't think math music sounds that great. So have a good night, you guys. Thanks for joining me. It was great talking with you and sharing a little bit of my perspective on the world. And let's kick ass with this COVID thing. Let's get out of this kicking some butt, creating, making things happen, right? Let's do that. Yeah, another Rome. Yeah, yeah. Born in the USA. Yeah. Italy is awesome, dude. I've been there, and I want to go again. Yeah, I really want to take the day. All right, man. Rock on, you guys. Have a great night. Have a great morning. It's morning, almost morning for us, SD. But most people are having morning right now, and we're almost there. Watchman for you. Yeah, I'm still on, dude. 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 35 minutes and 36 minutes. 2 hours and 36 minutes. Yeah, thanks for joining, dude. But I'm just about to hit the end screen button right now, just as you joined. So thanks for joining, you guys, and we'll do something fun again tomorrow. Until then, rock on. Stay safe. Wear them gloves. Wear the masks. Don't touch people. And definitely do not do like Henning. Do not lick anything. Stop licking. Stop licking guitars. Stop licking people. Well, maybe if you're married, you can lick your wife, but that's it. No more of that stuff. Cut it out.